Hello everyone, and welcome to another playthrough with me, your host Tim. And today, we will begin playing through Darkest Dungeon again. There will be a bit of prep here, which you can skip by going down to the comments section down below, where I will have a comment pinned from me, which will allow you to jump ahead to different parts of the video, in case you don't want us to talk about Darkest Dungeon, don't care about LUNM at all, and don't want to watch the intro videos. After the old road, there's also be another link down there, which will allow you to jump ahead in case you don't want me to talk about the differences of the heroes who have shown up in the stagecoach as well, because there'll be quite a bit of differences that I'll be covering. So let's start! What the heck is Darkest Dungeon? Well, you know what Darkest Dungeon is by now. And if not, I would recommend you watch a few videos on it. This one could probably suffice, perhaps. It is a turn-based strategy game. You will be overseeing a group of heroes as you lead them to various dungeons. These heroes will be different because they require some time off in between runs. You will have a large roster of different ones that you will send out at different times at different places to gain different resources to upgrade your estate such that you become powerful enough that you can go after the final dungeon, the darkest dungeon, this mansion we see behind us here. It's a really awesome game. I absolutely love it. I was a backer of this game on Kickstarter ages ago, and have played it for the past, on and off, for like the past 3.5 years or so. I can't believe it's been so long. Know that I play a modded version of the game. I play something called LUNM, Lotaeri's uncleverly named mod. It's a mod of my own design. I worked on it, and have been working on it for the past about 3.5 years. It's an overhaul mod, so it changes the economy, it's tweaked the heroes, it's changed some skills, it's added new trinkets, it's added new trinket sets, it's changed the trinkets, it's changed kind of how stress works a little bit. The economy is completely different, it's added some new creatures, it's changed some creature skills, altered the quirks, there's a lot more it's done, and at the very end of this video, I will be showing you where you can go to read about all these differences. I will not make a video, at least at the moment, to cover all these differences, and this video will not contain all of the differences, because that would take easily 4.5 hours worth of video to cover all of them. There are quite a few differences, some of them minor, some of them major, between LUNM and the base game. By the time this video goes up, I will also have updated the versions of LUNM at Nexus and through the Steam Workshop. If you have problems with the game, please let me know on any of my comments. Any of my videos. Leave a comment there, and I will see it, and I will be able to hopefully fix your problem as soon as possible. I am unfortunately just one person who developed this mod, and while I will fix all errors I come across, I can't come across them as quick as you guys do. So please let me know anything that you come across. On that note, know that Red Hook is now giving away the Musketeer. She is absolutely 100% free, and apparently will always be free now, as free DLC for everyone. She, in this DLC, is just a reskin of the Arbalest. However, in LUNM, I had distributed her for some time. She was given to me as a backer of Darkest Dungeon on Kickstarter. And I felt that, well, I had no problems with her being released to everybody. I'm actually glad to see her released. In LUNM, however, she has completely different skills, in so much that they are not simply different-looking copies of the Arbalest skills. They work very differently. As such, I had distributed her, packaged her with LUNM, with all the normal heroes. But now that she's DLC, I have removed her normal files from the game, and instead altered the DLC files. This means that if you want to play LUNM, you must use the Musketeer DLC now. I don't know any other way currently to have it work. I will test it, but I'm pretty sure that you're going to have the Musketeer DLC downloaded as of today in order for LUNM to work properly. If that changes in the future, I will let you know. I think that's I think about covers it, actually. We will go over differences between LUNM and the base game as we encounter these differences. But I'm not going to go ahead and just cover them all immediately. Again, that would take too long. So, I think we're good to go. I'm going to go ahead and check on this recording, make sure everything came out okay. And then we'll go ahead and watch the intro video, create our estate, watch the other intro video, and get started. So, I will see you guys in just a second.
Welcome to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient, pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path, you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Hey everyone! Welcome to the game! Alright, as much as I would like to put this off until later, we have to cover something that's different right away. Our starting heroes, Reynold and Dismas, are different than what they normally would be, and I'm not talking about their classes. I'm talking about their quirks. Their stats are also somewhat different, but I'll cover the Crusader and Highwayman when we get to town. This way, if you don't care, you can skip past it more easily. Reynold does not have Kleptomaniac. Instead, he has Slow Draw as a quirk and God-fearing. This is because of a quirk that Dismiss has, which has been made worse. Known Cheat now has a chance to loot and steal treasure curios, treasure chests, and what have you. I felt it was a little too much to have Dismiss with this quirk and Kleptomaniac on Reynold. That would be too much of a risk of you losing loot, which is too important in the starting missions. Alright, let's get going.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
I certainly hope the sound is coming out okay. I'll check it when we're done and re-record this if it's not. Let's see what awaits us up here.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
Alright, I'm just gonna skip all the tutorials. The only one I might pay attention to will be the one when we get to Color of Madness, if there are any there, as I have not done that before. Alright, let's start the killing. Ow, please don't be a crit. Okay, good. Let's try stunning them. Oh, this is a round 2. This is awkward. Oh, we might lose you, Dismiss. How about that? You'll note, by the way, that Dismiss took some stress damage. We'll talk about that when we're done here.
Annihilated. Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Alright, let's move on. Oh, actually, let's talk about that really quick. In LUM, every creature that has an attack has a chance to cause some stress damage with that attack when it hits you. It's a 71%, 75%, and 79% chance to give you 3 stress with a hit. Sorry, Dismiss, there's nothing I can do. Totally gonna check it.
Wealth beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
I always thought we could measure 100 and 500 gold.
Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places.
Let's go ahead and eat some food with Dismiss to heal some of those wounds he took, and step on in and see what awaits us here.
An ambush. Send these vermin
come
a
on.
message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
Well, that really sucks. We'll try gunning down the bloodletter as fast as possible. 2 ambushes. What a miserable start that is. Especially if you get shot in the face, Dismiss, right here. Alright, good. We're gonna move Reynold forward to prevent that gunshot from hitting him. We'll cover the differences in brigands when we meet them next time. I'm mostly interested in getting to town at the moment. Lots of dodging and missing going on. This is wonderful. That's what I was worried about hitting Dismiss. Good. He still lived. What's your stun? 30%? 50%. We'll just... Oh, miss. Can we kill him?
Decimated.
Try to stun him after all. Excellent. Slice him up, Dismiss, and we might be able to kill him with you, Reynold, when you go. Oh, nope, he's gonna go again, but this should not kill us, even if it bleeds us. Excellent work.
The greater the glory. This expedition at least promises success.
Quite a bit of money at the start there, too. That's really awesome. Almost 2 full stacks of gold. And the chest is still trapped, so I don't think we're going to open it. All right, everyone, let's go back to town. That's actually a really good beginning. That's a lot of beginning funds. I'm usually used to getting some heirlooms, though. Oh, well. Oh, boy. Let's see what we got for quirks. Antsy. Oh, I've never seen this quirk before. So, town for a week. Oh my god! That's awesome! And Natural Eye, which is useless on you, Reynold. And Dismas gains Flagellant, which is terrible to have on you so early in the game. Okay, let's get back to town.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Ow. This place has seen better days. This is quite the opposite of what I'm used to seeing in here. Welcome everyone to the game. I'm gonna quickly check on the recording. I will be right back. Okay, everyone. It sounds like the voice is coming out okay, although I kind of messed up my talk really quick at the beginning here. So I've made a new estate. No, I am not going to keep this estate, but I've clicked on all the exclamation marks and accidentally interrupted something that the ancestor was saying. I don't want to do that, so we're gonna go here really quick, and then we'll go back to the other estate. All right, so let's go ahead and click on all these locations and listen to what the awesome sounding narrator has in store for us here.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion. In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Right, the sanitarium is unlocked in my mod starting in week 1. I will explain why when we come back from our adventure. It probably should be unlocked week 2 though, not week 1. I'll see if I might change that for version 2 right before the release of it, but it might be something that goes in for version 3.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
All right. Be right back again, everyone. I'm going to go back to the other estate now that I've clicked on all of these. This estate, by the way, just in case you were curious, got significantly less cash, 2 deeds, and Reynold only gained Hard Noggin as opposed to any other negative quirk. But we're not keeping this one. Be right back. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the real estate. Aha! It was a pun I didn't even mean it to be. Hey, I'll remember that in the future. All right, so we're going to begin covering some of the differences between LUM and the base game now. The character classes that we have, we'll go over their differences from what I can remember and what my notes state. If you're not interested in these differences, like you don't care, you just want to watch the game go on and see us on our first adventure, go down below to the comments section. You will find a timestamp there, allowing you to jump ahead to where we actually start. Alright, so let's begin covering some of the changes. So, when it comes to the heroes, know that for the changes I'm going to describe, I will cover any major changes, but minor changes to things, like maybe 1 or 2 more points of damage, I'm going to skip that because you guys just don't care, probably. Know that at the end of this video, I will show you where you can go to download the differences file. It's a massive file of, I think, 37 or 35 pages long of all the actual differences between LUM and the base game. So first, during the Color of Madness update, which you got, whether or not you purchased Color of Madness, Red Hook will say they decreased the accuracy of all heroes by 5. It's not really true. It turns out in the base game, there's this number. And if you had that amount of accuracy when you swung at an enemy, you were guaranteed to hit them, even if you didn't roll 100. It used to be 90, so if you took your accuracy, subtracted the enemy dodge rating, and you had a 90 or better, you were guaranteed to hit it. So if you rolled a 99 instead of if you rolled a 99, you basically hit, even if you needed 100 or something like that. Basically, it made up for the fact that you got really unlucky and didn't roll a little higher than you should have to hit the monster. Red Hook changed this number from 90 to 95, effectively lowering the accuracy of all the heroes by 5 points. I have undone that change and put it back to 90. This is because the accuracy on the heroes was already lowered in LUM ages ago. Instead of lowering this this global rule, I changed individual hero skills, anywhere from 5 to 15%. There's only like 1 or 2 heroes whose skills accuracy is considered even high, like 90 or 95, and that would probably be the Grave Robber and the Musketeer. All other heroes' accuracy, their staple is 80 or 85, down 5 to 10% depending upon the hero and the skill. Next, Red Hook increased the critical chance of all the heroes in the base game, somewhat dramatically, actually. Like, anywhere from, depending upon the skill or the heroes themselves as a level, I'd say they've gained anywhere from 4 to 6% crit chance, maybe a little higher, depending upon the skill. I have undone this. Most of the heroes are back to what they were in LUM. I don't remember what they were compared to the base game. I don't have the color of bad. I don't have a way to look at that any longer, unfortunately. So just know that the critical rate of the heroes is lower compared to what it was in the base game by anywhere from 2 to 6% on average, depending upon the skill. Okay, so with those differences covered, those are basically, well, there's one more global change I guess we can talk about really quick. If the hero has heavy armor, it has 10% protection now. Our Crusader, for example, has 10 prot. This is not given through a quirk. It's not given through a trinket. He's just naturally got 10% protection. All heroes who also have wearing heavy armor have had their maximum hit points lowered to compensate for this. Instead of 33 hit points for having level 1 armor, he's got 31 instead. There was unfortunately no way for me to link protection to armor. So just hovering over this, it doesn't tell you why he's got 10% prot. Just figured I'm telling you. Alright, let's go over now the major differences between the Crusader, the Highwayman, the Vestal, and the Plague Doctor. Alright, where's my Crusader notes? Alright, here we go. So there actually aren't too many major differences. The camping skills are very different, but that tends to be about it, with the exception of one of his skills, Bulwark of Faith. I think in the base game, this used to mark the Crusader and give him a protection buff that lasted the entire length of the encounter. I don't think the mark lasted the entire time. I think that was 3 turns, but the protection lasted for until combat ended. I have changed this so that it guards a ally for 1 round, heals that ally 2 stress, and the Crusader gains 10% prot for 4 turns. Originally, way back when before Crimson Court, Bulwark of Faith marked the Crusader and increased his prot. And after 3 rounds, the mark and prot faded, and that was it. Creatures' AI didn't really care about marked targets, with the exception of a handful of creatures. Red Hook has changed the AI now so that many creatures prefer to attack marked targets, even if they don't do any extra damage to marked targets, making that more effective to use in the base game. But I really liked the guard that I gave the Crusader, and I am keeping it in LUM. His other skills aren't too different. Know that for Holy Lance, Red Hook changed Holy Lance so that it could target the 2nd position. I'm a bit leery on keeping it, but we'll try it out. I have a hunch it makes him too strong, though, but we'll leave it like this. So he can hit the 2nd position with Holy Lance now. I think of all the skills in the game, this one is probably one of the lowest accuracy ones in LUM as well, coming in at 75. Going after the back ranks, most of the dodgy creatures are back there, you should probably not expect this to hit as often as you would be used to in the base game. His camping skills are quite a bit different in LUM compared to the base game. I don't remember what they are in the base game any longer, having modded them back in beta, so I'm just going to describe them, and I don't remember how they're different. Unshakable Leader costs 4 points. All companions suffer 20% less damage for 5 total battles. Stand Tall affects only the Crusader. He reduces the stress he suffers by 30% for 5 battles. Zealous Speech cures all companions 10 stress, and they receive a minus 10% stress buff for 5 battles. And Zealous Vigil cures 10 stress on him, gives him 10 accuracy, and prevents a nighttime ambush. I think in the base game this healed 25 stress instead. Know that for all camping skills, stress reduction or stress penalty abilities last for 5 battles. That's up from 4. Also, Wound Care heals 20% hit points compared to 15 in the base game, removes bleeding, but does not cure Blight. And I think that's the differences for the Crusader and all heroes' camping skills when it comes to these 3. Let's now go over the differences for our Highwaymen. So, pistol shot is different. Or rather, I'm sorry, tracking shot. I used that when we did the fight right there, walking up here. In the base game, this is now a use it once and it lasts for the entire battle. What does it do? It gives him a damage, accuracy, and crit buff for the entire fight, and use it only once. Originally, back before pre-Crimson Court, though, this gave him an accuracy, crit, and damage buff, lasted for 3 rounds, and then it faded. And it didn't do that much damage, for that matter. I have changed it in my game. It now marks a target, it bypasses stealth and de-stealths that target, and it grants him that damage, accuracy, and crit bonus, so it's a really phenomenal skill. As you level the skill, the damage mod also improves. It goes up to negative 75% at the final rank, rank 5. And the buff gets slightly better as you begin to increase it. The buff lasts for 4 turns. And I think that's really the only big changes. Oh, nope, there's a tiny bit more as well. Open Vein does not have a speed debuff associated with it. Normally, when you hit the enemy with it, I guess they added this for Color of Madness, it decreases the enemy's bleed resistance and their speed. It is back to just being a bleed resistance debuff. And his camping skills are slightly different. Oh yeah, this is called Uncatchable in the base game. It's 3 points in my mod instead of being 4. Clean Guns is 3 points in my mod, down from 4 as well, but the bonuses are slightly different. Instead of 10% accuracy, it's only plus 7, and instead of 8% crit, it's only 2%. Bandit Sense also, the chance that it prevents a surprise and surprises the monsters is reduced. Instead of 20%, it is 15% instead. Oh, and Gallows Humor is very different. In the base game, you use this, and your companions had a chance to either lose 20 stress or gain 20 stress. In my mod, this grants the Highwaymen a 15% less stress damage taken buff, and your companions have a 50% chance to lose 10 or 5 stress. So there's no penalty that can happen when you use Gallows Humor. I think the time cost is also the same. Alright. I'm going to quickly stop the recording to save what I've done so far. Alright, there we go. Now I don't ever have to redo that again. I actually did that part like 15 times. Let's go over the Plague Doctor next.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
Plague Doctor, where are your notes? Where are your notes here? And Arms, Occultist, P's coming up next. Plague Doctor. Oh my goodness, she has a bunch of changes. Okay. We'll take a look at the heroes themselves to see how good they are or are not soon. Alright, so Noxious Blast is a bit different. The damage modifier is now negative 65% instead of negative 80. She can also use it from the front rank. It doesn't have a debuff any longer. Red Hook apparently, I guess, added one in the Color of Madness. The Blight damage is also now the same, which is kind of weird. Originally, this did like 2 points of Blight damage. It might have done 3 back in Crimson Court. But now my Blight damage matches the one that is in the base game. That's awesome. Some time ago for LUM, I thought dots were exceedingly weak, and I almost doubled the Blight damage throughout the base game to make up for it. So it's good to see Red Hook did the same. I really like that change. Plague Grenade? Plague Grenade's damage modifier was slightly improved. Instead of negative 90%, it's now negative 80%. This used to, again, do only, I think, 2 or 3 Blight damage. Now it's up to 4 now. Oh, and I think I think at the final rank of these, it lasts for 4 rounds instead of 3 rounds in the Plague Doctor. I can't remember off the top of my head. Actually, it doesn't say that it does, so no, I guess it's just 3 rounds now in my mod. Blinding Gas in the base game was changed with the Color of Madness, such that you can only use it like twice or 3 times per battle. Nope, I took that out. Use it as many times as you want. Your odds are you're killing what's back there anyway. Like, you're gonna stun it, kill a creature in the 2nd rank, and then begin hammering on the 3rd and 4th creature. So, I didn't see really why they wanted to reduce the amount of chances you use it. I suppose stuns, people consider them very strong. But, I took it away. I think it's fine. Incision is slightly different. It has a debuff resistance added to it, the same debuff that the Open Vein skill has. What else is there? Battlefield Medicine can crit again. I don't know if it couldn't in the base game, and it can be used from the 2nd rank in my mod. Emboldening Vapors is quite different in my game from the base game. It can be used as many times as you like, not just twice. It lasts for 4 rounds, so instead of, I think, an entire combat, and the damage and speed is, I think, a little better than the base games, but I can't remember top. I don't have any of such written down. Does that suck? Yes, it is higher by a slight amount. It starts the same, but goes up to 30% at max level. In the base game, it goes up to only 25%. And you can stack this, so you can keep using it to really increase the damage on someone. It also clears stuns in LUM compared to the base game. I found I wasn't really using it all that much, but the moment it can clear stuns, I began using it to have my front lines continue to do things. Disorienting Blast is quite different in LUM compared to the base game. Way back in beta, this was just a shuffle, and that was it. Like, okay, it shuffled one target, did no real damage in the end. I never used this ability. Everyone in beta was complaining this ability wasn't used. Right before release, Red Hook added a stun to this, which made it a little more useful. But I decided to change it by taking it in a different direction. This ability, now as you can see, it has a damage associated with it. It does a negative 70% damage. Let's see, that is better than minus 100 in the base game. This is reduced 5%, improved 5% every level. So at max level, level 5, this will go to negative 50% damage instead of negative 70. At every rank, this adds a new effect to it, in addition to keeping the old rank, the old effects. So this starts out with just a slight damage debuff, and it also has a speed debuff associated with it. The next rank, at rank 2, it will blight the target. At rank 3, it shuffles the target. At rank 4, it applies a blight resistance debuff to the target. And at rank 5, it now ignores stealth and de-stealths the target you use it at. Experimental Vapors is a bit different now. It looks like, actually, I think this is completely reworked. I don't know what this does in the base game. In my mod, actually, it might not have been called Experimental Vapors, but that's what it's called in LUM. You can see what it does now. It adds a crit, dodge, and damage bonus to the target, but that target also takes 15 extra stress. Preventive Medicine is called, I think, Vaccinate in my mod? Oh, no, this is Self-Medicate. This used to be Self-Medicate, and it used to only affect the Plague Doctor. Now it affects any target, and it increases their bleed, blight, and disease resistance for 8 battles. And the Cure can cure a hero of their disease, if they have one, and it increases the disease resistance of all heroes by 15% for 8 battles. Oops, let's go over now and grab our Vestal.
A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
Okay, now I don't know how this on Earth this. Yes, I know. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Red Hook. Yes, for reminding me that we are now set. But I want to cover a few more things. All right. So first off, I don't know how it happened, but apparently her damage is higher in LUM. I don't ever remember changing her damage, so I suspect Red Hook lowered her damage in the Color of Madness update. She used to have 5% protection in LUM. I have removed this, and I have, as such, put her hit points slightly higher. She is wearing some armor, but it's not heavy armor, so she's gained 2 extra hit points. The differences now are Mace Bash has a small prot debuff associated with it, that wasn't there before. Dazzling Light. Is that right? 1 second. No, Illumination. Hold on, I have that Dazzling Light. Red Hook changed Dazzling Light so that it can be used at the second position. I have put it back to what it was before the Color of Madness balance patch. It can now only be used from the second, the back 2 positions, rank 3 and 4. What else is there? The heals. Red Hook increased the healing that her skills do by, I think, 1 minimum and 1 maximum point, actually. I have reduced it back to its old levels, so she heals slightly less now than she did in the base game. Illumination has been changed a bit, so it can now crit. It couldn't in the base game. The damage mod is now -50 instead of -75. It actually heals a slight bit of stress to the Vestal whenever she uses it as well. It heals 2 stress at ranks 1 and 2, 3 stress at ranks 3 and 4, and 4 stress at rank 5. Hand of God in the base game actually increases her damage. It changed in the Color of Madness. Because I don't have a chance to see if that's how powerful that is or isn't, I have put it back to being a debuff instead of a buff. I can be persuaded to change it to match the Color of Madness. If you think I should, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, at least for my initial parts of this playthrough, I will leave it as the debuff instead. Oh, I'm not done with her yet. Her camping skills are different in costs and what they do, some of them. Bless is only 2 points, down from 3. Chant costs 1 point, down from 3. It only affects a single target, and as you can see, if that target is religious, they're healed 12 stress. If not religious, they're healed 6. And if they're religious, they gain a minus 10% stress damage taken buff for 5 battles. Prayer is, I guess it's just called Pray. It heals 7 stress to all party members. It grants her 5% crit, and if the hero is religious, it grants them a 10% protection buff. It sounded like this was similar to the base game, but I remember changing this some time ago, so I don't know. Maybe Red Hook changed it to be similar to mine. And Sanctuary heals 5 stress from all party members and stops nighttime ambushes. It costs 3 points, down from 4. I think one of these skills also cleared all Death's Door debuffs. But there are no Death's Door debuffs, with the exception of the Flagellant in LUM. They were removed ages ago when they were first introduced in LUM. We'll cover the reason why for that when we first get our Death's Door debuffs put on us, or what would have happened. I'm going to quickly stop recording. Okay. Sorry about that. Awkward cut because I kept messing up what's happening next. We have a tiny bit more to cover, and then we'll be finally ready to go. We have a change up for the stagecoach. The stagecoach costs less heirlooms to upgrade fully, and costs different amounts for its experienced recruits. So first off, I guess we should cover this really fast. I made changes to the heirloom totals required to upgrade these buildings and the gold costs for them ages ago, right before the game had been released. During the Corpse and Hound patch, Red Hook greatly inflated the economy in the game, which is to say that you needed a ton of heirlooms to upgrade these places. I want to say the blacksmith cost something like 600 plus deeds to fully upgrade way back then. I dramatically decreased the amount of heirlooms most of these places required. When the game was just before release, Red Hook lowered their amounts dramatically as well. Our levels didn't match, which is fine, but I liked my levels a little more, so I kept my levels. Let's cover those levels in the stagecoach. So I'm not going to cover them individually. That information, though, is available in the document. I will say that overall, the stagecoach requires 46 less crests and 40 less deeds to fully upgrade the stagecoach network and the hero barracks. The experienced recruits was changed. Instead of requiring busts and crests, it cost busts and portraits instead. It requires 19 more portraits to fully upgrade experienced recruits, and it costs 21 total portraits. 19 total busts more, and 21 total portraits to upgrade experienced recruits. Okay, I think that covers all the changes I need to cover at this moment. So, let's put one more cut in here. Okay, so let's begin covering the actual heroes we've got. Like, I want to talk about how awesome they're going to be, or not good. Or not be. Not good. So, we got Reynold. Hey, oh, by the way, if you wanted in on this estate, I will... In the comment down below, I'll have a reminder of what hero classes are still available and the number of them that are open. Remember, I do not want more than, or rather, I won't take more than 2 of a single class, because I want to have all the classes to show all the classes and play them all. I really like all the different classes of this game and trying to come up with formations that work. I might have to end up taking a 3rd Vestal or an Occultist because of healers, but maybe I won't. We will see how well that goes. Okay, so, right, so let's look at our Crusader. Oh, one more thing. If you do want in here, I'm going to wait to name the class until after the first level 1 mission that you do, at least at the beginning of the game. Because, like, if Reynold locks Antsy and, like, Slow Draw after this adventure, I'm probably just going to throw him away, just as a heads up. Like, I'm not going to keep him. Because that's just god-awful. Same thing with Dismiss. If he ends up locking Known Cheat too early for me, I might just get rid of him. We will see what happens. Alright, well, let's go ahead and begin covering these people. So, what does Reynold have? He's got Natural Eye. That will actually... I said that wasn't going to be very helpful, but it actually will be, because Zealous Accusation is a ranged attack. So, and he starts with it, which is phenomenal. Great. So that will increase its accuracy by 5 and crit by 1. So, thank goodness. War of Light, it's always useful because I like adventuring in high-level amounts of Torch. Antsy, that's an amazing quirk. I've never seen Antsy before. That is awesome. That is a really... I don't like that quirk in so much that that's a bad quirk. I approve, Red Hook. That is amazing. I love that. He's still got God-Fearing and Slow Draw. Okay. Well, I mean, I start Reynold with Slow Draw in my mod. In LUM. I shouldn't call it my mod. It's our mod in LUM. Okay, so, oh right, and he's got this. So, I'm a Kickstarter backer. I'm totally going to give it to him. And as a Kickstarter backer, this trinket was released, told how we can gain it. I think anyone can really gain it, but as a Kickstarter backer, I always take it, and I don't feel guilty about it whatsoever. You'll have noted by now, maybe, that whenever I've done a playthrough, I do not take backer heroes, nor backer trinkets. I have no problem with anyone who decides to do so, but I do not do so. But that is the only trinket that I will summon into existence, is that one. Crest of 11,000. So, greatly increased virtue chance and decreased stress damage taken. Alright, so our Reynold is, this isn't going to affect him in the dungeon, but this is something I still want cured, because plus 20 stress in town each week is going to be really difficult. Alright, we have, we have Dismiss, so Quick Reflexes, Hard Noggin, that's, those are decent. Flagellant, that's bad to get so early, because Flagellation is one of the more expensive things to do in town. And Known Cheat, which is, I made much worse in my mod. I found that in the base game, I never cared about Known Cheat. Okay, I'll never smell Gamblin'. Now it's one of those quirks that he actually interacts with things and steals the loot. So that's going to be a nightmare for us. We want that cured. We've got Corvisor. What do you have? Evasive, plus 5 dodge, and, Scouting. 20% scouting chance of ruins. This is really helpful. In the base game, I'll talk about this now. When the Color of Madness came out, Red Hook reduced the percentages of all quirks and trinkets scouting chances by, like, half. So if it used to give you 20%, it now gave you 10%. I agree that the scouting chance was too high. It really kind of trivialized some of the dungeons. But I didn't like the idea of lowering the quirks, because that's just making some of the quirks even worse. So what I have done is some of the trinkets had their scouting chance reduced. But I didn't touch the quirks. I put them back to the high scouting chances, because I lowered the global scout chance instead. instead of there being a base 25% chance for you to scout in high light levels, at least I think it was high light levels, was 25% chance, I lowered it to 15%. So you have a 10% less chance to scout the locations that you're in. I may do more tweaking of this, which is to say make it even worse, but that will be in LUM version 3. LUM version 2 will remain with just the minus 10%. Also has winded. Oh! Minus 3 speed and minus 6% crit if below 70%. Quite often, skills which required you being below a certain hit points were like really low, like 50%. I made it more likely to be a concern by increasing the hit point threshold on all hit point below or hit point above things, just as a heads up. So she's starting with Blinding Gas, Incision, Battlefield Medicine, and Disorienting Blast. Okay. We can use her in position 3, so she can use Incision. And our Vestal? Oh, that's bad on this Vestal. Lazy Eye. So minus 5 range accuracy, minus 1 crit, and Tippler. So she has Judgment, which will hit far less often, and Illumination. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep, and Illumination. That stinks. Oh, she can't use Mace Bash because I'm going to put her in rank 4. Okay. I don't want to spend $1,000 to unlock Party Comfort, but I think we might just do that. What else do we have? Oh, nice. Oh, wow. We have a plus 30% scouting chance in the ruins. That's fantastic. And Eldritch Slayer. Hey, that's pretty good on you, Paniel. And can't be skills I won't care about at the moment. Okay, so not bad, but Lazy Eyes. We have got some bad quirks on these people. It's going to be really tricky to figure out which quirk we're going to cure first. Speaking of that, you'll note again that the Sanitarium became unlocked immediately. I'll change this to week 2. This is because of a different balance measure that I did. Once we unlock the Guild and Blacksmith, I'll talk about that balance change I did in LUM. Alright, I think we're finally ready to go. Let's start.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
So, the first thing we always do is the starting tutorial mission in the ruins. It's always the same map, it always has the same creatures in the same locations, it sometimes has the same loot. I think. I might be saying the wrong thing there, but it always looks the same. So, let's see if this group can survive it. So, we've only got 4 people. Oh! Almost made a giant mistake. First, let's improve the stagecoach. I always improve the stagecoach network to plus 4 heroes as soon as possible.
Word is traveling. Ambition is stirring in distant cities. We can use this.
So that will now make sure that I get 4 heroes each week. Oh, I didn't mention this either in my... Oh, the roster size is different in my game as well. Just as a heads up. I think the base game's 25 heroes. I believe in mine it's 30 total. So you have more heroes to play with in my mod. I forgot about that. Darn it. All right, anyway, too late now. Let's keep going. So I always increase this twice to start, because this way I can just hire 4 heroes, whoever they are, throw them in a dungeon, and throw them away if I just need to delay a tiny bit. So that will ensure that we always have 4 new heroes each week at the stagecoach. It will probably remain at that rank, this one, until near the end of the game. I might get 5, well, I might get 5 early on just to get increased chances of different types of heroes, but we'll see. Alright, back to our adventure. So Randall's coming along. This was in rank 2. Oh, you can only use Judgment. Alright, we're gonna go ahead. Oh, we can't in the guild's not unlocked. The guild's not unlocked. Maybe dismiss. Ah, this is really awkward. Okay. You'll be in the bank rank Corpsier. I think Dismiss will be in rank 3. Ah, you were born for it, indeed. And Penna will be in rank 2. Why am I putting up in this order? So Reynolds wants to be on the front rank. Everything he uses is in the front 2. Dismiss, well, we're going to the ruins. There's a lot of undead in there. Not much in the way of living creatures, especially in the tutorial dungeon. And Open Vein can still be used from the 3rd rank. So, actually, he can use all his abilities from the 3rd rank. So this is probably a decent spot for him. Actually, it's going to be a decent spot. So the only thing we're losing out on is Incision on our Plague Doctor. Which, again, I was just saying, there aren't many bleedable things in here. So I think this will work out well for us. Let's go ahead and get going.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
Every hero in LUM brings something with them when they go on an adventure. The Plague Doctor is bringing us our anti-venom, the bandage is because of our Highwayman, and Holy Water is being brought because of both our Vestal and our Crusader. In LUM, inventory items are not worth anything upon returning to town, with the exception of the Jade Coins. I also probably should talk about the Jade Coins briefly because they're new, and LUM works a little differently in my mod than the base game. So, Jade Coins are used to open museum packs, these bags. I'm a big fan of, my favorite game of all time is this game called Legacy of the Ancients, and they had these special coins which you could use to view these museum exhibits. I couldn't draw in a museum exhibit, and it wouldn't make sense. But I have these bags which are magically sealed in the game. A Jade Coin will allow you to use this bag, use it on the bag, and you get a guaranteed LUM trinket, a powerful set trinket for doing so. The odds of you finding a museum bag, though, are pretty low. They're just slightly higher than the odds of finding a Shambler Shrine. I'd say probably in a long dungeon, you might have like a 50% chance of finding one in it. So, it's risky, because they cost $250, which is a decent amount at the start of the game, and they only stack up to 2. So while you're carrying this around, they're not doing anything for you when they don't have anything else they interact with. Laudanum, in my game, this, as you can see, heals 8 stress, purges horror effects, and grants a stress resistance bonus for 8 turns, but it also causes a 10% penalty to your hit points for 8 turns as well. In the base game, this used to only cure horror. I think in the Color of Madness, they actually added a stress resistance bonus to it as well. Alright, let's begin prepping. So, in our dungeon, we'll bring just a single stack of food. I don't think we'll need more than 12 of it here. We'll bring a single stack of torches with us as well. It's a short dungeon, so I like generally bringing this much. I think we'll bring 1 more bandage, and we'll bring 3 shovels with us. I want to say we could just get by with 2, but a 3rd will be helpful. We'll bring 2 keys. I don't think we'll need much in the way of anti-venom. Maybe we'll purchase 2 laudanum as well for this trip. And 1 medicinal herb as well can be helpful. Okay, I think this is good. Let's start our adventure. Oops, sorry, I didn't realize the Fraps numbers are being on screen. Okay. Oh, we didn't get a scout when we showed up. That's going to be a bit awkward. Alright, let's, why don't we... No, let's just move forward, Tim. Normally, I would immediately drink the laudanum to lower my level 0's stress levels. Remember that level 0's start with 20 stress when starting a dungeon. It's more stress if they go to a higher level dungeon. Same with level 1s. Starting a quest that they're not ready for, like going to a level 3 dungeon with level 2 character, they usually start with some stress. Ah, it's good to be back in the ruins again. There's no trap here yet, Tim. A torch! We'll take the torch. I'm a big fan of adventuring in high light levels, as a heads up. So you should expect me to try, especially with low level 0's around, I will try to keep the light at least, like, above 75 at all times. So it just fell down, so we'll use a torch. And let's walk in. Okay. We should probably cover these creatures really quick, too. So these are... What are these guys? Bone Rabble. So they have more hit points in my game than the base game. They've got a 10 instead of 8. Also, if you ever get them into the 4th position, they cannot... Oh, I'm sorry, the 3rd or 4th position, they cannot make an attack. Is that right? No. Sorry, I'm messing this up. If you get them to the 4th position somehow, they can make no attack there. They can, though, use their normal attack, their cudgel attack, from the 3rd position. Alright, well, no one's wounded. You're going first, so we'll just disorienting blast.
The ground quakes.
Let's... spread shot them? With the grape shot? Oh, grape shot blast, that's right. Crap, I keep forgetting about all the other changes. Color of Madness added a debuff to that. I have removed that debuff.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Oof. Is that your speed down? We'll delay to heal that. Take that, corpse. Oh, I should cover this as well. I want to heal, but it's not going to happen. In the base game. Oh, maybe it will happen after all. In the base game, some creatures can accelerate the stalling penalty.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
That is no longer the case in LUM. Any creature that I saw which had that, had it removed. Just as a heads up. Also, the stalling mechanics were changed in Color of Madness. You now can't stall. Having 2 creatures left is enough to begin triggering the stall penalty. And instead of missing, causing stall penalties, just using certain skills is enough to trigger the stall penalty. I like the idea that certain skills cause it, but we'll open this. We'll give it a try. Hey! But I didn't like there 2 enemies cause it, not 1. So for LUM version 2, rather, I'm sorry, I do like that change, but that's not going to make it into LUM version 2. LUM version 3 will have it such that if 2 creatures are left and you begin trying to stall, it will count as stalled.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
We'll walk into this with a little lower light. Oh, I also lowered the surprise chance as well. It's been lowered by 10% just by default, surprising enemies as well. So it's tougher to surprise enemies and tougher to find them in dungeons. Let's see if we can't debuff minus damage. This one. Darn it! We're not gonna kill her. Oh, we're not gonna kill any of these. Let's try. Oh, I should talk about these creatures. So the Bone Soldier, what does he have? His crit rate is now significantly higher than what it was in the base game. In fact, it starts at 6%. At level 1, it's 13%. Actually, with that in mind, we're just going to attack him. He also gained a little bit of protection. He's got 10% now at rank 1. Oh, he has protection in the base game too. He has 15%. Okay, so it's been lowered. I thought they... how about that? She's a bit different as well. We'll cover her changes as she begins using her abilities. I'm just going to use our Smite. Actually, we should use Zealous Accusation on them.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Stressful Incantation can crit in my mod. I can't crit in the base game, or at least not at apprentice level, but it totally can in my game. Just as a heads up. Let's stun him. Not stun him, sorry. Debuff him.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Oof. Let's heal. Our Crusader will pull her forward.
disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
Hey, a journal page. I will always attempt to bring back journal pages. Journal of Darius, Highwayman, 6-6. Oh, I'm just going to show it. By the way, I'm not going to read it. If I ever get the entire journal, I'll spend some time and read them, but I don't want to interrupt the game more than I already have. You can pause the game if you wanted to go back and read it. Why don't we give you... Is there a battle in this room? There is not. Let's use a torch. Wait, this adds dodge rating? Really? I don't know if I agree with that. I'm probably going to take that away, just a heads up, everyone, for LUM version 3 at least. I think I will take it away from LUM version 2 as well. It used to give you crit. This used to give you crit? No, dark levels gave you crit. And they keep changing the light levels. Okay. Why don't we go north to start? Go after that treasure. We will... plus monster crits now if it's darker. How about that? And not plus crits for us. What happens if it's a little darker than that, even? Plus rest, monster reduction, average monster crits, hero surprise, loot player crits, monster surprise. How about that? Alright, well, let's use some torches.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
And we'll use a laudanum. And step on in. Okay, let's begin by lowering the damage and speed on the soldier. That will stop him from doing as much damage to us, and hopefully let me kill him next round. This guy, we'll cover him really quick, once we get a chance to go again. Okay, the Brawler. He's gained a tiny bit of prot in my mod, 5%. I think his hit points are now lower than the base game by 1 point. Or would they be a little higher? Oh, I keep forgetting to talk about more stuff for LUM, but we'll get to that later. Let's see if we can kill this one. Good. Okay, let's try stunning her. Excellent. Stop the stress damage from happening. We will try killing him. Does he bleed? He bleeds. He'll die next round then, automatically on us. Let's use illumination. Should we cover a tiny bit of stress, increase our light level? But it's that stress I'm really interested in. It also will affect her with a dodge debuff, which might make it easier for us to hit her. We'll then kill the corpse. Let's try killing her.
Annihilated.
We'll heal a tiny bit. Oh, we're a crit.
Restored.
We'll heal again. He's going to die automatically when he starts his turn, so I can just spend some time healing. Nice, and we'll kill him. Oh, or we will miss.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
We gained some anti-venom. That's really useful. So, this is an heirloom chest. Is that right? Yes. We can use a key on this to get heirlooms. I think we can use anti-venom on this to get treasure. Let's go ahead and use a key, though. We brought... oh, do I want to... Yeah, let's use a key.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
We're not making out too well on the money. Oh, we got 4 busts. We must have rolled 2 busts. Heirlooms... The heirloom totals that you get during... Anytime you find heirlooms should be reduced to their rank 1 totals. I'm sorry, their apprentice levels. So if you find heirlooms in veteran or champion level dungeons in LUM, you will only ever find them in... Thanks, Dismiss. You'll only ever find them in... It's like busts, you'll find only 2. If you get more than 2, it's because the game rolled twice on that loot table. I'm going back because I don't feel like dealing with 2 traps. So we're going to go this way now. Oh, Dismiss. Oh, for crying out loud, I hate you.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
That's known cheat. It's not. I guess known cheat. Yeah, it's treasure. So that's bags, and this must count as treasure and a scrounge trinket. We haven't lost much in the way of money. Only 100 gold, but still, that's annoying. Dismiss. The Arbalists have gained protection in my mod. I don't think they had any of it in the base game. Let's get a disorienting blast up on him. Taking lots of hits. Let's use a tracking shot to mark that one. Try killing him next round with a shot. We'll go ahead and actually use a mace bash. I'm interested in killing one of them to stop the damage I'm taking next round. Nice. I'm gonna take advantage of the fact you got that one range quirk. Let's try killing this one. We'll stun this guy. He'll dismiss that big hit he took.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
Kill the corpses to pull him forward. Or as forward as we're gonna get him. Let's hit him. We'll disorienting blast him again. Damage down. Heal Reynold. Bayonet Jab no longer moves him back a spot either.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Gems are worth the same amount depending upon what they are. Jades and citrines are worth 300 each instead of different amounts. Emeralds and onyxes are worth 500 each. Sapphires and rubies are worth 1,000 each, I think. Maybe 1,100 or 1,250. I can't remember off the top of my head. Jades and citrines stack up to 6. Other gem types stack up to 4. So this will heal us hit points and cure stress. I think with that 27 stress, Corvser will have you interact with it. Now for the first tricky part. Our first trap. Well, you've got the best chance to disarm it. Let's give you a try.
Cruel machinations spring to life with a singular purpose.
We have the shovels. We are totally going there. Dismiss, don't you take this. Don't you take it. Don't you take it! Ah, Dismiss. That sucks. Alright, well, we know known cheats going. It's not even... It's freaking... It's not known cheat. Like, you're being just completely obvious about it, too. What'd you do? Walk in there and play like a card of like 5 kings? I bet you that's what you did. I'm holding off on using the torches until we're right before the room. We're gonna keep on going. I want what's in here. And 325% chances. That's just a nightmare. I'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure that's correct.
Terrors may indeed stalk these shadows, but yonder, a glint of gold.
That's a lot more like it. We're done after this, so let's eat some food. Try getting your hit points up a bit. Let's have you use some laudanum as well. And I think we'll use some holy water. And I guess we're going to be good to go. Let's step on in. I don't understand why the monster surprise is a thing on highlight level. You'd think they'd see you coming. Alright, let's start by trying to stun the back two. We don't have a good chance to stun this guy, but I definitely don't want... If I can delay a round of taking extra stress or damage, I'll do it. Oh, we should talk about the one courtier really quick as well. The damage he does with Tempting Goblet has been reduced by half. He normally does 2 through 4 at this rank. He now does 1 through 2. His Tempting Goblet can crit again in Apprentice level, though, just as a heads up. When he's up in the front rank, his Stab in the Dark also has a minor bleed effect that goes along with it. Let's see if we can kill this one. I think Zealous Accusation will be enough to kill him. Good job, heroes. Good job. Good. He's got the LUNM on him, so we'll take less stress damage from that. Let's Disorienting Blast the Arbalist. It's gonna take a few rounds to kill him, so I want his damage reduced. Let's mark the Courtier. We'll Mace Bash the Defender to get propped down a tiny bit. Then we'll try killing it. Darn it! Good move. Good move, Defender. Ha-ha! Not so lucky now, are you, Courtier? Because all that stress damage we've done. Is he resistant to stun? He's still resistant to stun. Let's toss another Disorienting Blast his way. Oh, oh no. Yes! I should have used... No. Sorry. If I was in Bullying Vapors, I could have cured that stun. Aha! Not your lucky day. I think it's that plus dodge. I'm going to remove it, I think. That's going to make the game too easy. Alright, let's begin pulling them forward. Well, we can't actually pull them forward. We have to destroy some corpses. Let's begin killing some corpses.
The decisive pummeling.
Nice, good crit. Wonderful. Come here, you. And we didn't even delay. Like, we're trying to kill him. This is awesome. Let's not kill him with this attack. Almost did, though. I want to heal a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Wonderful. We can eat the last 2 food. Let's have it on you 2. And then we'll open this up. Another heirloom chest. Oh, that's weird. The key didn't... Oh, did I forget to bring the localization over or something? I'll have to check for this. This should have told us that a key gives us heirlooms, but it's not doing so.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
Oh, they both give the same loot. Okay, how about that? That was not an edition of mine.
Neatly ordered. Lovingly admired.
That has always been the case. I did not add that interaction for the curios. Alright, well that was really well done. We have almost no stress, almost no damage. I think it's that plus dodge. I think I will remove it. Okay, we don't need to watch that. Well done, team. Well done. I guess a lot more I didn't explain about LUNM, but we'll explain some more of this in the next video instead. Precise Striker! Wow! Panel, you are going to be the 2nd rank Vestal, I think. Clotter? That's actually useful on you, Dismiss. Oh, Clotter's a little better. I think in the base game it's 10%, and mine it's 20%. Eldritch Hater. That's useless. Well, the 15 stress versus Eldritch is nice. The damage, not so much. We'll have to give you some actual blight abilities. But this is good. This is not negative quirks. I just have to hope some people didn't lock some negative quirks on us.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Severe negative quirks. So that means someone locked a negative quirk. So we've got a bunch of stuff unlocked. So everyone, I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of these differences. If you're not interested, you can either skip ahead, or thank you for watching this video. Let's go over some more of the town districts and how they're different.
The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight. The abbey calls to the faithful.
Stress recovery locations, like the abbey or the tavern, do no longer increase their costs with increased hero levels. It's always the same amount, no matter how powerful the hero is. The abbey had its heirloom upgrades reduced overall. It now takes 105 less crests and 42 less busts to fully upgrade the abbey.
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
The tavern costs 141 less crests and 33 less portraits to fully upgrade.
Make no mistake, we will face ever greater threats. Our soldiers must be ready.
The guild costs 128 less crests and 5 less portraits.
The bellows blast once again. The forge stands ready to make weapons of war.
The blacksmith costs 121 less crests and 47 less deeds to fully upgrade. Now there's another difference in LUM between the blacksmiths and guild here and the base game. Heroes cannot upgrade their levels of their weapons, armor, or skills beyond their current level. So you can no longer buy level 2 weapon and armor if you're level 1. You can only buy, in fact you can't buy anything. You have to wait till you resolve level 2 to buy them, and the same for level 3, 4, and 5. In this way, you're gonna be doing these dungeons with the lower ranked gear. And it was my attempt to encourage you to spend that money instead on hero relief or on a sanitarium. Who locked something? Please don't lock, don't cheat. Alright, flagellant is acceptable. Ah, winded. That would be okay, I guess. Ah, 3 quirks locked, but at least it wasn't Lazy Eye. She's actually a really good Vestal. Alright, so I'm probably going to be keeping these heroes. I'm thinking we should... okay, and we'll take a look at the stagecoach next episode, and we'll go ahead and do town activities next episode, not this episode. And we gained a single quirk. The Blight Charm. Trinkets have been almost a huge amount of trinkets. 10 pages worth of trinkets have been altered in my mod. So, generally, trinkets have had a lot of their small penalties removed to make them more attractive to use. -1 speed is huge. That is a massive penalty for starting level heroes. And so, like, most of the heroes that had a -1 speed or -4 dodge had those dropped off of them. Well, the Blight Charm's gonna be really useful for Corvus here, so we'll equip it. And everything else we can do when we get back. I think that about sums it up. There's quite a bit more to cover that I forgot to cover now. We'll cover it in the next video, and we'll slowly get through all the LUM differences. Thank you all for watching. There's going to be a little bit more at the end of this, because I'm going to show off where, not show off, but explain where the documentation will be for all the differences. And I'll thank you right now for watching, everyone, and I hope to see you in the next video. Oh, actually, crap, there is one more thing to cover. Darn it. It's actually an important thing. So, I'm about to go and activate a few, or download and install a few class mods. I have to do some balancing on them. It is not balancing of their skills and abilities beyond accuracy differences. Because creatures in LUM have different amounts of dodge, I'm going to have to lower accuracy on some of these heroes. Anybody that has like a 90 or 95, it's going to have to be lowered to 80 or 85 instead. It simply has to be. So, because it's got to come in line with the other heroes for the most part. There might be 1 or 2 exceptions, but I'm going to have to do it. So this means that some of the class mods will probably have some overrides in LUM for them. Next, I also need to change the costs for these characters, which is to say that, just as I just described, heroes here, they cannot take higher ranked skills. I have to do that same thing, or I feel like I really want to do that for these classes as well. So like the Falconer, she will not be able to take rank 2 abilities at rank 1. So I'm going to be making that change and reducing the costs. There are gold differences in the costs for upgrading your blacksmith and guild costs, your skills and weapons and armor. For the most part, they are dramatically lower than what they are. Well, dramatically might be the wrong word, but they are lower than what they are in the base game. So I will be making those changes here too. This is because the amount of money you get in the game is different. I didn't go over that too much in our adventure. I will try to remember to do that in the next video. Alright everyone, so now is the end of the video. Thank you guys again, and if you care about the documentation, I got a little bit left over for you coming up. Thank you again, everyone. Also, everyone, let it be known that the big list of differences between LUM version 2 and the base game, all 35 pages of them, are done. I don't have quite everything documented. I still don't have the LUM trinkets defined in this file, and I might have missed 1 or 2 other things, but the vast majority of the differences are listed here. Oh, man. I'm just imagining what it would be like going through this again for version 3. Yeah, it would be something along those lines. It shouldn't be anywhere near as bad, because I don't intend to lose this document this time around, and because the differences will not be as all-encompassing. Whatever small changes have to be done for the Color of Madness, and then maybe 1 or 2 more balance tweaks, but not very much to what's already in the game, especially for the heroes. And I'm pretty happy with most of the changes that I've done for the mod. So it would just be documenting new creatures, new abilities for existing creatures, and any small changes. So shouldn't be that bad. This will be a separate download as well on the Nexus mod. I will no longer pack it in with the base zip file, so you can just go ahead and grab it from there. And I will put a link to it when I update the Steam Workshop versions of LUM version 2 going forward. Alright everyone, thank you for watching again, and please let me know if you have any trouble with LUM. Let me know on my channel somewhere. That's probably the best way to draw my attention to it as soon as possible. Hopefully you find it fun, and I'll see you guys as we have our new estate venture forth. See you guys in the next video, and thank you again for watching this one.